Good morning and welcome to today's video. I don't know if it'll be morning when I post this where you are. I don't even know if it'll be morning for me when I post this. I'm getting, a lot of content's been coming through. And what I'd like to do at the beginning is, if you guys resonate with this content and you want to support this work to allow me to keep doing this, joining the Patreon page is a great way to do that. I think because of all the content I'm producing and that's flowing through me, that I'm going to start posting some of it to Patreon. So maybe like an every other day there will be YouTube, and then the next day Patreon, the next day YouTube kind of thing. Maybe I'll move into that. But anyways, there's already 40 pieces of content on it. And it's just a great way to support this work if it resonates, and you also get something back. And of course, the other way is a one-time donation. Those are always appreciated. Instead of doing a 30-second YouTube ad, I thought I'd just do my own little ad for how to support the channel. And if you're getting YouTube ads anyways, let me know, because I have them turned off right now. Today I wanted to talk about thanks for listening to that whole little spiel. Today I wanted to talk about what is actual rest. Like when I'm living out of my car, sometimes I'll start to reach this point where I'll get really strung out. And then there will be this belief, like, you got to get the fuck out of the car and into a hotel room, into an Airbnb, find a place right now. Like an urgent voice will come up because it says you're only going to get more and more tired. Like there is this belief about living out of my car, like I will only go downhill. Like once I start going downhill, like that's all that's ever happened. Every time I've tried to do this lifestyle, I've always reached a breaking point where I said, okay, I can't do this for another fucking night. It's just done. And so I was examining that yesterday because I was reaching that point. I was getting fucking tired. You could probably see in my last video, I looked about 88 years old. And that's valid. Like living out of a car is not easy for anyone. And so I was really looking for places a lot yesterday. And there are some options. I'm going to go look at them today. But I had to examine, like, is this true that I'm only going to get worse? Like, what is rest? I had to examine, like, what is actual rest? Is rest, we're in a luxury place, we're in a really nice place, with great sheets on the bed, is rest like an environmental thing, right? And here's what I found out yesterday through experience. And as you can probably tell, I feel way good today. I know I look a lot more rested. Actually, when I looked in the mirror when I woke up this morning, I was like, wow, you look better than you did yesterday, and you still slept in your car, where the belief was like you're gonna just keep getting worse. And I say all that to tell you this. Here's like the spiritual nugget that I want to share with you. Like, here's the heart and the core of this message: is rest is in beingness. Rest is in not being in the mind. Rest is simply like resting in awareness. It's just like that's obviously, but rest is like in beingness. It's in not giving interest to your thoughts. Like when we're giving interest to thoughts, we're probably having a lot of them. We're probably feeling overwhelmed by them, and we're giving interest to them. That's exhausting. Rest is not living in a luxurious home. Rest is not going on spiritual retreat. Rest is not pampering yourself. These things are not rest. These things help. These things are very conducive to rest. All of these things like yoga, meditation, working with a healer, all of these things, they help you. They set the stage. They make it easier for you to connect to beingness, right? To connect to true rest. So they're worth doing. It's amazing. Yeah, I will have a great home soon. That's going to be very conducive to helping me rest. Of course. I love all of these things. that are catalysts for helping the mind slow down and the body relax so that we can connect to beingness, where rest is. But those things in and of themselves are not rest. Just ask miserable millionaires living in palaces and beautiful homes and have access to the best food and the cleanest water and the best environmental circumstances you could ask for relaxation, but yet they're still miserable and agitated and exhausted and stressed as fuck. So just because you have the environment, like the environment itself, all these things, that does not equal rest. That can be a great facilitator and conduit for finding a place of rest. But I found in the car last night, and what also helped is I went to a yoga class, which was amazing. But I found in the car last night, I looked at that belief and I said, do I have to just keep sliding down and feeling more and more exhausted? Is it true that I can only find rest in like a really nice home? Is that actually true? And I put it to the test. And what I found was last night I had one of the best meditations I've had in a long time. And what I found, and in the meditation, what came to me was like, oh my God, rest has nothing to do with living in a car or not living in a car. Rest has everything to do with, am I giving interest to my thoughts? Or am I giving my interest to my spacious awareness? And I started to feel like so rejuvenated last night because I stopped giving so much interest to my monkey mind, to the part of me that says, oh, I hate living in a car, it's stressful. And I just started giving interest to what I really am. To this spacious, free, liberated consciousness, like this place of peace, this place that is just deeply accepting of what is. And I lined up right with what is, and it was so beautiful. It was so like energizing. And I slept really good. And I woke up this morning like in a deep sleep. And there was semis out, and there's garbage trucks running, and there's people getting in their cars. So I'm in this fucking parking lot. A place where you would think that rest on the level that I felt it last night and this morning would not be possible. I was so connected to the place where all the stimuli and the noise and the distractions that would usually be disruptive to the nervous system. I was connected to the place where all of that comes out of, to the silence where all of that emanates and manifests from. It's like when we're connected to that greater, it's like there's this, and Craig Holiday talks about this a lot. And he's brought so much of this into my life, like his transmission. And I feel this is one of the things. And you can feel this transmission not only when you go to a great spiritual teacher, but also when you take a dopamine detox as well. You start to connect to this like tangible, real, solid kind of like, it's just you can feel the silence, right? You can feel yourself as the silence. And so I started connecting to these places and I started, oh, this is rest. Connecting to this place is rest. Now, is it easier to do that when you are in a peaceful home? Of course. Is it easier to do that in a yin yoga class when she's doing the little sound bowl thing? Of course. Is it easier to do that when you're getting a massage? Of course. But those things in and of themselves are not rest. They are just facilitators and conduits. You can find rest wherever you are, whatever your circumstances are. And I'm learning that in my bones. I actually didn't even know that. I kind of conceptually was like, yeah, people in India, they just walk around, they sleep outside. These people are enlightened beings. They walk barefoot. They're blissed out of their mind. So I knew conceptually it was possible. And this is not comparable to that. I still have like a rectangle here that's like a roof over my head, right? But I did learn in my bones that, holy shit, I can recover in a car. I can get more restored. I don't have to keep sliding downhill and getting more and more exhausted. I can start feeling better. And that's a fucking liberating experience. Like, holy shit, I'm really free now. Like, I don't have to frantically find a place or go start blowing all my money on expensive Airbnbs or hotels, you know? No, I don't have to react to a very unresourced state of being that is exhausted and depleted and needs rest desperately. I get to actually respond and do the aligned thing because I'm finding resource and rest right where I'm at, in this car, in a busy parking lot, with lights at night and then sunlight. And then it's just like an incredible realization and experience that I wanted to share with you guys. Like, you can find rest right where you're at. Just stop giving interest to your thoughts. Relax and open your body. Maybe come down into your stomach. Although there's probably a lot in your stomach. That's gonna probably, yeah, sometimes going into the stomach can be a recipe for like lots of upheaval, and then that can cause lots of thoughts, and that's okay. But it's just like, you can find rest where you're at right now. That's the point of this. And the biggest thing is just connect to your spacious awareness. And I know it sounds easy, but it can be hard sometimes. It can be really hard not to keep looking at those thoughts, to keep getting pulled in. But another thing Craig Holiday shared, and I'm going to finish this whole video with this, is, excuse me, I just had this delicious breakfast. It was so good. Very good. Very comforting. He had a teacher, he said once, like a meditation teacher, who would say, when he was in meditation and he found himself getting lost to the mind, to a story, to whatever the mind was producing, he would say something like, and start over, and start again, and start again. And he said sometimes in his meditations, he would have to say, and start again, like 45 times. And that's all it is. You're just connecting to rest. You're connecting to beingness, where rest is, where rest resides. And then the mind fires up and it's going with this really convincing story rooted in probably fear. It's almost always fear. If you look at the mind, if you look at the thoughts you're paying attention to that are pulling you from rest, it's almost always fear. Sometimes it can be like really exciting thoughts. That's a little bit different. But then you just go into the body and feel, okay, where was that coming from? You connect to that space. If the mind needs something to focus on, if it's just not possible for you to go into spacious awareness and not look at, and like not give interest to thoughts, give the mind, like let your mind focus on your heartbeat. A lot of people will say the breath. That's never really been my thing. Maybe it's yours though. Sometimes, and even if I'm getting really dysregulated, I'll give my mind something to focus on. And the thing I always go to is like the heart or the gut. Or if there's like shaking pain somewhere in the body, like buzzing, I'll just let my mind be with that. Sometimes the mind just wants something to do. And if you give it like a little task, hey, mind, just rest in the heart. Focus with the heart. Sometimes that will help us. It's like the mind will settle down. And here's the thing, when your mind calms down, like a calm mind is going to help the body calm down. And a calm body is going to help the mind calm down. It's like they work together. Almost guaranteed, if you're having lots of frenetic thoughts, buzzing thoughts, almost guaranteed your body's really agitated and just you don't feel good in the body either. And if you don't feel good in the body and it's agitated and stressed, you're probably going to have lots of thought activity, like a thought storm going. They work together. And that's why yoga can be really helpful, and these things that really get into the body, because it's going to help your body calm down, which automatically is going to help the mind. And that's why meditation will help your body heal, because meditation automatically calms your body. So knowing they work together is also a big piece of finding rest within yourself. Yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say. Another longer video. Thanks again for all the support. I hope this helps you. I hope this inspires you to connect to rest today, to really connecting to beingness no matter what. I know we're probably all going through crazy circumstances, and that's kind of what life is just doing to us. It's like, it's just happening, you know. We can't, this could be a whole nother video. This could be like a whole May energy update video. But just know, if you're going through hard circumstances, you're not alone, and you can find rest there. And maybe that's why you're choosing it on a soul level. You know, maybe that's why Source or God is choosing it for you. If you want to feel into it like that, so you can find liberation. Your soul just wants to be liberated ultimately. And if you can start finding rest, as in connecting to beingness in difficult circumstances, you're going to get really free. And that's we need people who are really free, right? And that can really like blow so much out of the system. All these beliefs about you need this to feel safe, you need this. And yeah, we want to cultivate safe environments. We want to have good boundaries. We want to take great care of ourselves. We want to embrace self-care, you know? Absolutely, I'm all for that. But sometimes we're asked to walk a little bit of a fiery path of fierce grace, and those things just elude us a little bit. And we're faced with very difficult circumstances that are out of our control. And it's in those moments actually where we grow the most, and and like I said, we find the most freedom within ourselves. And just, it's like shows us what is possible. It shows us who we really are. Sometimes we need like an initiation type experience to show us who we really are. To show us that we can thrive in the most difficult of circumstances. Even as empathetic, open, sensitive beings that we are, we find a strength, a toughness, a ruggedness, a kind of I don't give a fuck what's happening-ness. I'm still going to be connected to me and beingness. And in that place, I will feel rested and able to respond to life rather than react, no matter what's happening. And fuck, that's power. That's real power, you know? That's more power than always having the perfect circumstance, sitting in perfect silence, you know, and not being disrupted by life. Ah, chills. First chills. 16 and a half minutes in. If you can find that kind of freedom on planet Earth, living life, letting life just coming at you with haymakers, and you're still standing, you know, you're taking those blows and you're still connecting to beingness, you're still finding rest. I mean, that's a life of inspiration. That's a life of true evolution, of true growth. And fuck, I'm just honored. I know a lot of you are living that life with me, and we're doing it, and we're doing it together. I feel like that's really been the message coming through, is we're doing this together. And just so much respect, and so honored to walk this path with you guys. Thanks again for joining the Patreon page or leaving a one-time donation to support this work right now. Being in my car, I'm not able to do as many sessions, so you guys supporting me in that way, it really helps, and it is tremendously appreciated. And yeah, I hope these videos are giving you guys support and inspiration for your own journeys. So much love. I will see you in the next video. Namaste.